Rescue 8, Truck 6, Truck 3, Battalion 3, and the on-call inspector. 2303 West 46th Street, number 208.
Hi, I'm Division Chief Steve Fessler, and on this episode of Sioux Falls Fire, we take a look at one of our newest apparatus, Truck 3, which is our platform truck, and we go to the University of Sioux Falls and talk to some students about what they're doing to prepare for fire safety with other students. And also, if you've ever wondered what we carry on our apparatus for ladders, we take a closer look at that and go through some of the different various types of ladders we have. All on this episode of Sioux Falls Fire. I'm here with Amy Marsh. She's one of our EMS educators, and we're at Patient Care Logistics, which is our local ambulance service that we work with day in and day out. And we're working on a mass casualty drill. Tell me a little bit about what's going on here.
Well, today we're trying to make sure that we are testing the system for a multi-casualty incident. So if we do have a situation in our community that we can quickly triage, treat, and transport our patients to the hospital and make sure that we have the best success possible.
So I know in our last episode we had a mass casualty training scenario out at the airport. How does this one differ?
Well, at the airport, we were able to identify some things that we wanted to work on. And so with this drill today, what we're taking is some of the things that we learned and making sure that we're actually transporting patients in the ambulance from the scene to a fictitious hospital for us.
Okay, so you talked about the triage. What goes into that? That's something that fire rescue is more involved with.
Sure. So for Sioux Falls Fire Rescue, triage is to sort. And so what we're trying to identify are the patients that are the most severely injured, that can be helped the most at our hospital, and we get those patients moved out of the scene into the hospital as quickly as possible. Then we also look for patients that are not severely wounded, and we call them walking wounded, and we make sure that we kind of separate them so that they can easily be taken care of maybe on scene or at a clinic, things like that.
So it's an organizational process to take care of the injured.
Correct, yeah. So we're looking at organizing the patients so that our hospitals don't get overwhelmed with a lot of patients that maybe don't need a hospital care, but they do need some kind of treatment.
And this is one of those examples of where in our EMS system how we work with our partners on a consistent basis. This is training for both entities, correct?
Correct, yes, and this is an integrated response. So what we're looking at is both the fire department and the ambulance service here in Sioux Falls, that we can work together to make sure that our patients are well taken care of.
All right, well, thank you very much for your time. We'll let you get back to the training.
Sounds good, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're here at USF today. We got fire prevention on campus. We're going over some fire safety tips before college starts. I got Allison here today. Now, Allison, have you done this training before?
I haven't, not before today. I've never done it.
Okay, and kind of explain what are we doing here today? Who are we showing this all to?
So we have on campus right now our Impact leaders, and Impact is just basically the group that helps all of the new students and just kind of mentors anybody that needs it. But today we're just doing the fire training with all of them so that they can really lead if it comes down to that situation.
Right. Now I notice over here we have the fire extinguisher training. Have you had an opportunity to try that out yet?
I have.
Have you?
Yeah.
Have you ever used a fire extinguisher before?
Not a fire extinguisher. I've used one of the hoses before, and it's a lot more powerful than you would think, but I've never used a fire extinguisher before today.
So good, some good training over there. And I see over there they got the water hoses going, trying that out, seeing what the kind of pressure is behind that. Now behind us here, I noticed we got, it looks like a firefighter challenge going on. Have you had a chance to try that out yet?
I did.
How did that go for you?
It was a lot tougher than I thought it was going to be. We put on all of the gear that all of them wear, and that is a lot heavier than I thought it was. And then we carried the body, and that was a lot heavier than I thought it was. So it was just a lot more difficult than I expected it to be.
Yeah, so if you ever had to drag somebody out of a building, now you kind of know what to expect. And,
hopefully adrenaline would kick in then.
So did you win the race, or?
I did, I think by like a centimeter.
All right, so now that you did go through all this training, do you think this training was valuable, helpful for you guys?
I really do think so, because, I mean, you never know what's going to happen. So a lot of these buildings are really old, and a lot of us have never had any of this kind of training, and we're all so young. So I really do think it was valuable for us all.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks for your time, Allison. I hope you have
thank
a
you.
good time here and have a good school year.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, we're here with Barry, one of the fire inspectors for Sioux Falls. Now, Barry, how long have we been doing this?
So we've been doing this for the 2 universities in town for about 12 years now.
12 years. And how do you think this is beneficial to these kids?
Well, it gives these opportunities for these young kids as they leave home, and most of them are in their second year or after out of moving out of home and spending their college life, and it prepares them to see some real life practice for what they might encounter while they're at college or after they move out and are out on their own in the workforce.
All right, and now I know we had the fire extinguisher training. They're pulling some hose. They did the firefighter challenge over here. What do we got going on behind us here?
So what we have behind us is 2 rooms. One of them is a simulated dorm room that is not protected by a fire sprinkler system, and the one on the left, as you're looking at it, is going to be protected by a fire sprinkler system that you're going to find in the dorm rooms here, some of the apartments in town,
okay,
where these kids are going to be living in the future.
Now, does code state that we do need to have I guess what I'm trying to say is, are the dorm rooms here in town sprinkled?
Yeah, almost all dorm rooms in town are sprinkled. Any new dorms that are put up will be protected by a fire sprinkler, and most new apartments that are built are going to be protected by a sprinkler system, especially if they're a little larger apartment buildings.
Okay. And now, what are we going to expect here? This one looks like it's got the sprinkler in it, so you're going to start them both on fire at the same time? Or
We'll start them on fire at different times. We'll start the one on the right on fire and let it burn until it goes to flash over. And that's where everything in the room is on fire at once. And that'll probably take you that 3 to 5 minutes. Then we'll extinguish that. Then we'll start the one on the left on fire. And what you'll be able to see, the kids will see that once that fire starts to grow and produce a little bit of heat, that sprinkler head at the ceiling is going to get hot. And when that reaches 155 degrees Fahrenheit, it will activate and spray water on the fire and either extinguish it or control it, keep it from growing any larger.
All right. Now, something I've always heard, I don't know if it's a myth or not, maybe you can explain it. A lot of people are worried about sprinkler systems, that it's going to flood out their house or something. Do all the heads go off at once, or is it just the one closest to the fire? Explain that for us.
So the only sprinkler heads that are going to activate are the ones that get hot. And by hot, we're talking about 155 to 165 degrees Fahrenheit. So only those closest to the fire are the ones that are going to activate. I don't know the exact numbers, but somewhere in that 90 to 95% of all fires are controlled by 2 fire sprinklers or less.
All right, thanks Barry for your time today, and thanks to all the inspectors out here helping these kids learn about fire safety.
You bet, it was our pleasure. Glad to get out here and talk to these kids and prepare them for the future.
All right, thanks.
So I'm out here with Training Officer John Ramby, and one of the things that we're going to look at here are the various ladders. We've got like our 100-foot platform here that we utilize. And then within that, there's all these ladders that go on the apparatus. Can you, let's just kind of walk through them, take a look at them, tell me what they are.
Okay. Well, what we got here is it's a 35-foot extension ladder.
Okay.
So if we have a really tall 2-story or a 3-story building, we can utilize this ladder. We can use this for if we need to get up there, or we can use it for rescue also.
Typically, how many firefighters would you have on this ladder to raise it up?
At least 3 firefighters on there.
At least 3, okay.
You can do it by yourself. It is a chore though.
Yep. And next to it, we've got the 24-foot, is that right?
24-foot extension ladder. That fits most of your single family dwellings, 2-story, 1-story house. We need to gain access up on the 2nd story or get up on the roof.
And typically a single firefighter can maneuver this, raise it, lower it, move it around.
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely.
And next to it, we've got our
16-foot roof ladder.
All right. What's special about a roof ladder?
What's special about the roof ladder is it has the hooks up on top. It's just a straight ladder. We've got the hooks up on top. And so when we're going to go up on a roof to ventilate, we will use this roof ladder because we don't know how strong the roof is.
So these hooks just kind of...
Those hooks come out, Chief.
We can pull out. Let's see. Pull. Oh, that. See, it's been a while since I touched one.
Yeah. So we'll use this 16-foot roof ladder right here. We're going to go up and ventilate on a roof, or ventilate a roof, excuse me. And we'll slide the roof ladder up, and these will hook over the peak of the roof.
And hold it.
And we use this as a platform, because we truly don't know how strong that roof is, so we want to do all of our work off of this ladder.
Okay. And next to it is the attic ladder,
Is
right?
the attic ladder. If we need to get into in the attic of a house, some of the scuttle holes are small.
Yep.
So this ladder is really narrow, and it's really easy to get inside of a house. You can take it in like this, and when you extend it out, it's very narrow.
Let's open it up once.
See how we can get this open?
Okay. I'll hold your mic.
Just like that.
Perfect. And then the last ladder we've got here.
The last ladder we have here is the Little Giant. It's a multi-purpose ladder. There's a lot of uses for it. You can use it as a straight ladder. You can use it as an A-frame ladder. It is not, we don't use it a lot. Some trucks do, some trucks don't. All depends, but it's just a multi-purpose ladder, like something you're gonna find in your own house.
Okay, so it's just something that if the certain thing needs that type of ladder, we use it.
Absolutely.
All right, well, thanks, John. This gives us a little idea of some of the various ladders that we carry on our apparatus, and we'll let you get back to your work that you got going on today.
All right, thanks, Chief.
Thank you. So out at the Fire Training Center this week, we have our FAO class, and in that class we've got a variety of firefighters that are starting the process to learn about driving our apparatus. So I'm here with Mike Bowers. He's one of our fire apparatus operators, and he's also one of the instructors at the training center. So tell us a little bit what's going on out here with the FAO class this week.
All right, so this is our FAO certification class. It's a 2-week class. They're in the first week right now, and it's basically all the academic portions to becoming an FAO.
What exactly is an FAO again?
FAO is our fire apparatus operator.
Okay.
Or driver.
Driver, okay. What are some of the things that the driver's expected to do?
So a driver's main responsibility is to get to the scenes safely.
And then once we get on scene, driver's primary function, if it's a fire, they're the ones that they run the truck, right?
So we make water. We get the water in and we get the water out to the firefighters that are actually fighting the fire.
And it's more difficult than getting water to them. There's more math and different things like that to it.
There
correct?
is. So we need to make sure we're getting them the proper gallons per minute in order so they have enough water to put out the fire.
Okay. All right, when the crews arrive on scene, the driver, the FAO, they don't always stay with the truck, right? There's other duties that they're involved in also.
Absolutely. If their truck is not the first in and they might not need to pump, they're going to do normal firefighter duties. We're going to get on our gear and we're going to go fight fire.
You'll be in the line going right in on the fire with the firefighter, captain, everybody else, correct?
Absolutely.
And on EMS scene?
EMS call, we're going in with the crews. We're assisting on the EMS call. So
okay, so
they still hold all the same firefighter. That's still our #1 job.
Yep.
But in addition, we're FAOs.
Okay. So with Sioux Falls Fire Rescue, we have, like we were just talking, the fire apparatus operator, the FAO. What other ranks do we have?
So you start off as a firefighter, then you promote to FAO. After that, you can promote to captain, battalion chief, division chief, and then chief.
Okay. So you're just starting these guys out, their first steps into working in that process for promotion to FAO. They come back in October?
We'll come back into October, and at that time we'll spend a week of just doing hands-on, operational, practical tests.
Getting in the trucks, driving them, pumping them, all that type of stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
Putting everything we learn in this week into
ready to go.
Ready to go, yeah.
All right. All right, thanks, Mike. I'll let you get back to the class.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, so it's time to do one of our truck checks. We're going to look at truck 3 It's the truck that's stationed down at Station 3, 37th, Minnesota, and I'm here with FAO Tim Neutron, and he's going to give us a walk around on Truck 3, show us what we've got in it, on it, around it, and give us a little information on it. So we'll start at the front, Tim.
All right. Well, this is our new 100-foot aerial.
Okay.
We just got it a few months ago. So it's a Rosenbauer, 100 foot. So we'll just start in the cab.
Okay.
Here. This is a clean cab, we call it. So we can only allow turnout gear that hasn't been tarnished or dirty to be in it. So over here we have our EMS equipment. We carry a full complement, as all our fire trucks do, of the same EMS gear. So we can take this on fires or EMS calls if we need to.
Okay. Move around into where the crew's sitting in the cab.
Yeah, we can have 6 personnel in this truck if we need to.
It's all forward facing, correct?
Correct. Yep.
And you won't see any of the air packs or the gear
Correct.
or anything like that in this cab, unless it's clean.
Unless it's clean.
All right.
Yeah, the air packs are all stored now down on the apparatus.
Okay, we'll see those as we progress.
Yep, yep. Here's the pump panel for the truck. We do carry water on this truck, 500 gallons.
500, okay.
Yep, so we are capable of doing anything any other fire truck in town will do. We can be first in to respond. We got attack lines, whatever we need. So,
okay.
Yep.
How big's the pump on this truck?
2,000 gallon a minute.
2,000 gallons, okay.
Yep.
So
Good
500
size.
gallons at 2,000 gallons a minute goes
Seconds.
really quick.
Yes.
Okay.
Up here we have our water rescue gear in this little compartment.
Yep.
And then our breakers for the truck in case something pops, or we can reset it, and all our electrical is up in this panel.
Okay.
This is now where we store our SCBAs. So they're out of the cab into these compartments. And this is where we can put our gear to if it gets dirty.
Yep.
And keep things stored there. So a little getting used to with that. We're not used to this. It's kind of a new thing to us, but it's working good.
It's working well.
Yeah,
That's
working
good.
Great. Here we've got some extra nozzles. We can add hose lines for different configurations.
The different appliances we can use.
Yep. Got a little giant ladder, and then for picking up fluid spills, we got our shovels and brooms in there. Another assortment of lights we can carry inside. They're all just battery now. We don't have to plug them in, which is very nice. Don't have to have a generator to run them. We can just bring them inside to the scene and light things up. Got our high-rise packs in here.
What do you use a high-rise pack for?
That's for high-rise fire over 3 stories. We can bring these in, hook up to a standpipe, and then go attack the fire from there instead of running the hose.
What exactly is a standpipe?
Standpipe is something that's in a building where we'll hook our lines outside of the building, and we'll supply water to that standpipe
and then
into the side of the building.
Firefighters
and then every
on
floor,
the inside.
can hook up to that standpipe.
What's in here?
We have extra SCBA bottles out of the harness. So if we run low on air, we can come out of the structure, grab a new bottle, and go back in and start working again.
All right.
Have some fans here for some ventilation. We just started using these battery-powered fans that work really well. We can get about half hour to 45 minutes at full power before the battery dies, so they do last quite a while. And
they're
they move a lot of air.
They're not going to push the exhaust into things.
Correct. Like the gas fan here, you
have exhaust and everything else. Okay.
These don't require that. So got our saws up here, so we can cut some holes in roofs, doors, whatever we need to gain access to a structure.
Okay.
Back here is kind of our electrical cord reels. Pull this off with the generator started. We can supply power to the structure close to for extra lighting, whatever we need to use, sawzalls, whatever the case calls for.
Around on the back here.
Back here is where we keep all of our ladders. We've got roof ladders, extension ladders, a 35-foot, a 24-foot, and then 2 16-foot roof ladders.
Yeah,
and then an attic ladder.
In this episode, we've looked at some ladders. We pulled them off of here and kind of went through them. So a little information there too.
Alrighty. And we also have our pre-connect 2.5 hose back there. Here's our hydrant compartment. So everything we need to hook up a hydrant, catch a hydrant we call it, to supply water to the truck is all back in here. Different attachments.
When we use the large diameter hose, the 5-inch. Okay.
Yep. Here we have some lockout, tag out, some leak our tools, jack, cribbing, in case we need to stabilize a car or something like that if we're first on scene. some rope. That's all in this compartment.
Just some miscellaneous items that we utilize.
Yep.
And up in these two cupboards, I see the cabinets, the 5-inch.
Yep. Lots of 5-inch on this, and this is just makes it a little easier to load with these doors because it is high up there. So we raise the ladder, and then there's a compartment up here that opens up so we can walk up there and then plus feed it down here. Just a little easier, less stress on us for loading 5-inch because it is very heavy.
Yep. Some more.
The other compartment
SCBA
for the driver, or excuse me, the captain and the firefighter, SCBA for this side of the truck. So, yeah, there's 2 per side.
Okay.
Up here we have our wildland equipment, hose pack, or Randy pack we call it, for fighting wildland fires.
Okay.
And here's just another side of the pump panel. This is where our passenger side intake, where we'd hook that 5-inch up to. And then we also have a large diameter discharge.
What is this?
This is on our B foam. We have foam stored on the truck, Class A and Class B.
Okay.
Class A is piped into the system already, but now we're going to these for the Class B since we don't use it very frequently.
Okay.
So this is just a appliance that hooks on to your 2.5 and then hooks into the truck, and then you just have to turn it on down here. It's just a little simpler, less expensive way to supply
more economical.
More economical. Yep, and works great. And then we can also hook these up downstream too. If we have a fire downway, we can hook this up closer down to the fire.
Pull the buckets,
pull
right out of the buckets and go there.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, so how many ladder trucks does Sioux Falls Fire have on it?
5.
5
stations.
Okay. And this one's the only one with the platform, correct?
Correct.
So how far of a reach does this one have?
This is 100 foot.
100 foot. And the other ladder trucks that we have, what?
75 to 125.
Okay, so there's a little variation there on height that you can go with the different ladder trucks. So on with the platform, we also have a large air cylinder, so we can connect up on the platform to get air up there, be in our SCBA masks and be able to breathe if smoke, you can get smoky conditions and different things like that. What are some of the other things with the platform that we have on it?
Well, the platform just makes it much easier to access the roof, much safer for us. We don't have to climb to the top to get it. We can put this on the ground and then get in and then get up to the ladder, which makes it much safer instead of climbing 100 feet in the air. We can also supply the roof, use this as a standpipe system. Instead of hooking up to that standpipe like we talked earlier, we can actually make this truck the standpipe because we can hook up 2.5 hose.
Hook in right up there and go off of it with the firefighter.
Okay. If we need something on the roof like that.
And I believe this is remote controlled also?
Correct, yes. And it works.
So you can do pretty much raise, lower, extend.
Anything we can do up there, we can do on the ground with it. Yep.
And on the pedestal, you have all of the different controls for it.
Yep,
also,
they're mirrored. Yep, the pedestal and the box or the aerial are mirrored. They're the same.
Okay.
Yep, totally.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and appreciate the time running through Truck 3, our platform, and I'll let you get back to doing the full truck check.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for watching this episode of Sioux Falls Fire. We hope you enjoyed it. If you have questions or comments, subscribe to our YouTube page or go to siouxfalls.org/fire.